Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Kamen Rider Gaim review for you today. This is the deluxe Suika arms. Suika is Japanese for watermelon. Here is the front of the box. Very large box. Excellent graphic of the arms set right here. This is the robot mode, the gyro mode where he kind of flies around, and then the giant watermelon mode. Here is the top of the box where it shows the arms kind of transforming. Here's the bottom. Really nice picture over here on the side of the other Gaim, Baron, and Ryujin. Really like that picture. Here's a cool picture of the watermelon robot here on the side. Gyro mode and watermelon mode on this side. And then here's the back of the box. Same thing, just kind of shows it transforming in the three modes. Again, Gaim, Baron, and Ryujin on this side. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box and take a look. Okay, so out of the box we have the giant watermelon arms, and then we have this kind of custom Gaim figure that it comes with. Now this only has basic posability. It's got just here a swivel above the knee. The leg does not move, the knees do not move, the feet do not move. This is the only posability on the legs, and then the arms can rotate around. They can't rotate out. There's no elbow, hand, fingers, nothing else moves, and the head is in a solid spot. Also on the back it has this little clip here so that it can plug in. And the reason for this is that once you put this inside the arms, the figure doesn't really need to move around. I mean, I think you can still use the regular Gaim figure. They are about the same size. It's just easier to use this because it's more stable, because you just kind of plug them in and then the arms are really what moves. So here is the giant watermelon. It's absolutely huge. For the first mode, what you can do is you just go ahead and pop this off. This will later become the helmet and weapon. You can see the helmet on the other side there. I'm going to put that off to the side for a second. Now, if you look down in here, it's mostly hollow inside. And what I'll do is I'll lift this part up just so you can see, and lift this part down. But you can see this little black spot right here. That is where the clip on his back is going to clip into. So you just clip that in, and you close it back up. And then this is him. I mean, you can pretty much top load him, just pop him in and clip it in, but I just open it up because it's easier to find the peg, or the socket for the peg rather. And then this is the watermelon mode. On the show, he just kind of rolls around, crushes bad guys, just kind of rolls all over them. So that's it for the watermelon mode. Okay, I've returned it back to the watermelon form just to show you it's easier to go to the gyro mode, taking him out. What I'm going to do is just pop this off again, put that to the side. Actually, what you can do is go ahead, this big piece here unclips. This rod here was just clipped into this. So you just take those apart, and then you can fold this out, and it becomes the giant bladed weapon, which I think is very, very cool looking. Then you're going to take the watermelon, flip this part up here, and flip this part down, and then these two are pegged. You just pop that out, and you can see the peg here that was plugged into, I know it's black, but right there, that little hole right there. We just flip these all the way out. Do the same on both sides, they're both exactly the same. Now what you're going to want to do is, you can move these arms just out of the way. This piece here, right down the middle, it'll split. So you just pull them open a little bit. Now you want to go ahead and pop him back in, but the reason I need to take him out is because if you can see, I know it's going to be hard, but there are two pegs. I know it's hard to see, but there's two pegs right there that if you have him in here when you split it apart, like the only peg into his feet when it's split apart, that's when they're the appropriate length or appropriate distance from each other. So, is he pegged in? No. There you go. Okay. So now he's pegged in on his feet, and he's also clipped into the back. And then you put the hands out on the figure like that. You're going to raise these hands up, and his hands, you can see there's like a little handle there. His hands are going to go right through there. And you can kind of play with the hands like, sorry, 1 second. Why is this giving me so much trouble? The arms have articulation that they can move up and down, and they also bend at the elbow. So you kind of just have to play with them a little bit until the hands of the figure fit nicely into the hands or into the little handles. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. It's not like it clips in or anything, but you just want to feed the hands in. And then you're going to pull out the fingers. They articulate right here. That's where they can bend. And the reason they have them outstretched like that is because they become guns. Then you're just going to lift this whole piece up like that, 90 degrees. This piece is going to fold down to kind of cover his face and be like a screen. And then these will rotate 90 degrees to be wings. And then the last step, you're going to take the helmet back and you're going to attach this. Hold on. You're going to attach that back, but with the blades flexed out now. And then the clip right here is going to plug in back up top here where it was. And that's going to kind of give it like an extra wing effect in the back. I wanted to put it on my turntable and spin it for you, but unfortunately it's ridiculously back heavy, so it's just going to fall. So I'm just going to have to kind of hold it. But I mean, I think this mode is pretty cool. It gives him like a little flying, you know, almost like a jetpack mode, kind of, in my opinion. I like the like little screen over his face and how he uses the big hands as kind of big guns. But I think it's pretty cool. And I like the blades on the back being used as wings. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, to go from this mode to the giant robot mode is fairly simple. I'm going to come around to the back and just pull off the helmet and the blade. That way it'll be a lot less heavy to work with. You're going to open this big flap on the back, and that's going to uncover some legs that you're just going to flip down 90 degrees. You can go ahead and put that back down then. Then you're going to flip these feet out. You're going to take the character's hands, or the tiny figure's hands, out of the big robot hands, and just kind of push them out to the side. Push the hands down. Then this just comes up. Now this little flap here on the side is going to push in a little bit, just to kind of, you know, make it thinner and look more like legs. You're going to lift this part up. And let me make sure I'm getting it in the shot here. These are going to fold in. And this part is going to fold back. Just like that. Then this is going to come down. Make sure you watch the Gaim head. And then this is going to fold down to become the chest. These are going to go back to the way they were, like this. And I'm going to come back down. Now these parts will lift up, and then kind of collapse back down on themselves. And then they just become big shoulder pads. Okay, so you're almost there. Now you're going to come back and get the big helmet. Now if you look underneath, it does have a thing like the other helmets have, where it's going to fit in the little slit on Gaim's head. But Gaim's mask is painted, so it's not like anything's going to display through it. But this clip is going to go in between these two red tabs up top there. So you just slide that on and clip that in place. Let me make sure that's on. It is. Alrighty. And then the giant bladed weapon. If you notice, this side of the handle is rounded, and this side is flat, and it kind of, like where this metal rod is, there's a little bit of a depression. Like basically it's a little groove. These hands have a little tab on the palm that will fit into that groove, and that makes it, like, for the robot to hold it, it stays much better in his hand that way. Alright, and this time I can use the turntable because he's not too back heavy. Let me put this down. I think this is a great toy. I think he looks awesome in this robot mode. I mean, the main reason I bought it was for the robot mode. The other two modes are cool, but this is definitely the reason you would get it. This is the best of the three modes. I think it just looks absolutely awesome. All in all, I have to say that the deluxe Suika arms set is really a lot of fun. I personally love the robot mode the best, but I do like the gyro mode, and there is something hilarious about just a guy's head poking out of the top of a giant watermelon, just rolling around, smashing all of his enemies. Every time it's on the show, it makes me laugh. But I think this set is really, really cool. I mean, the figure that you get with it is just to kind of toss you a figure to put in the suit, because you don't need a fully detailed and articulated rider figure, because he's just inside most of the time. You don't see him. You don't need to do any poses with the figure. If you're doing any poses, it's with the arms and legs of the suit itself. If you wanted to put a regular rider figure in there, you could, but there's really no reason to, because it doesn't add anything to the set. It doesn't add anything to the figure's posability or anything like that. I mean, you could even just put the suit up and not have a rider figure inside. You probably wouldn't notice. But I think if you have a means of picking it up, I definitely recommend it. I definitely think it's a really cool set. I wanted it ever since I saw it on the show, and I was lucky to acquire it recently because it's, you know, it's a bit of an older set. It's getting harder to find, but I absolutely love it. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.